Welcome back to another episode of Hub City Game Day. My name is Micah Gibbs. I'm a familiar name, but not a familiar face. But I am here with two very familiar guys, two guys who don't need an introduction. I'm here with Andy Borelli and Gabe Calhoun. Fellas, how are we doing today on this Saturday?
Feeling good, man. Got my classic Andy style on, as I like to call it.
Okay, yeah. I see, man. Y'all got the boots. I'm not really hip on the boots yet, but I got the tennis shoes. I got the New Balance on.
We'll get you there.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So, Southern Miss, big game against ULL. Andy, tell me, how do they bounce back after losing to Jacksonville State? And tell me your thoughts on that Jacksonville State game.
Man, that Jacksonville State game was just a failure, man. I feel like I sound like Coach Hall sitting here talking about it, but, you know, it was like the Georgia State game in Coach Hall's first year. Georgia State comes here, beats us 42-14. You know, that his first season easily could have been a 7-5 season, but the team just kind of gave up in that game, and that's what happened last week, man. We 14-7 coming out of the first quarter. I thought, man, we can really come back from this, but just to fall apart like we did, you'd have thought we were playing Alabama or somebody, and it was just sad.
Yeah. And I think the main reason why the team kind of start to slow down or couldn't catch that groove was because Jacksonville State applied a lot of pressure. They constantly were attacking the ball on offense, RPOs, quick game, big explosive plays, stuff you don't want to see from a defense. So, Gabe, knowing what we know about that Jacksonville State game, how does Southern Miss come out and win against ULL today?
You got to hit the reset button. Okay, we got embarrassed. That's fine. That happens. Every team does it, unless you're Bama. Nick Saban wasn't playing that.
Yeah.
But
sure.
Look, it's the first conference game, let alone at home, blackout game, parents weekend, your parents coming down from wherever. You have to make a statement. You have to put your big boy pants on, and you gotta play defense. Now offense, they have their troubles, whatever, but defense wins championships. That goes back to the saying. Defense is going to have to minimize the field, shut down the RPO, shut down the slants they like to run, and just don't be Wake Forest.
Yeah.
Just don't do that. We gotta be us.
Got to be us. And that's a great thing that you said, we got to be us, because in that Jacksonville State game, it felt like we didn't have an identity. We didn't know what we really wanted to do with the ball. We didn't really know what we wanted to do on defense. So, Andy, how do we win this game? What does winning this game mean to you? What does winning this game mean to those Golden Eagles in the locker room right now?
This is just if we win this game, man, it's a big plus on all sides. You know, if we win, it helps Coach Hall's record just a little bit. I don't know how much it helps, because I really thought he may have been gone after last week, but we're with him, and he's with us another week, and I'm feeling good about it. I don't know what they think in there in that field house, man. I know how I feel as a fan. I want us to win. It's a big rivalry win, and if we can win our first conference game, you know, Southern Miss may become a very unbearable fan base after that, because we still winning in the Sun Belt. It's just a big win in every single aspect you can look at it.
So, coming back over to you, Gabe, we heard about what a win means. What does a loss mean to the Golden Eagles right now?
Depending on the score, it could be the end of the world, or it could be a life lesson. If we come out playing flat, if we come out playing flat like we did last week, it's gonna be a long game, 54-17 possibly. They're going to put their kicker at quarterback and let him run some plays on us. If we come out like the true Southern Miss we've seen, the nasty bunch, if you will, we got a game going into late into the fourth quarter. But it's all about how we respond. Now, Will Hall, at this point, he has nothing to lose. He can either barbecue or mildew. Either he's going to barbecue and he's going to raise it, or he's going to lose and he knows he's gone. He still has a contract with us, so he's getting money regardless, win or loss. So he has to just calm down and just play his brand of football. What got him the job, the coaching aspects that he brought, he needs to just have them be just all out today.
So we heard what it takes to win. We heard what it takes to lose. What's the predictions? Andy, I'm going to come to you first. What are your predictions for this game? What's the score prediction?
I think we have a shootout like we did last year. You know, UL fans will say, y'all are 1-3 right now. I think they're 3-1 right now, or 4-1. There ain't no way y'all win this game. Well, how come we were 2-7 and went to Lafayette and beat y'all in overtime last year?
Exactly.
You know, this could be a really great game. I think Southern Miss shows up and shows out, which, you know, as a Southern Miss fan, it's hard to hate on my own team. I think we show up and show out. It ain't gonna be an overtime game like last week, but I say we beat them 31-28.
All right, Gabe, give me predictions.
Now I want to go back to what Andy said. 31-28 is a great prediction. If we come out and play like it's our Super Bowl, because I mean it pretty much is. Yeah, they're essentially an in-state rival, even though they're not that far. They're kind of far. But if we play flat, like I said, it will be 54-17. They're just going to run the ball on us. The kicker might score a touchdown. Like I'm so adamant about our defense either being there or not being there. That's going to be the deciding factor.
Yeah. And I think with this game coming up, for the Golden Eagles to win, it takes the crowd. It takes the fans. Like you said, this is parents' weekend. This is your mom and dad in the stands. Your girlfriend might be out there. Your sister, your brother, your auntie, your uncle.
Might bring a dog with you.
Might even bring the dog. Might bring the family pet. But you have to feel that energy from the fans. You have to feel that extra motivation from your mom and your family being in there. And I think, me personally, I think we're going to come out with the win. I'm going to go shoot out. I'm going to give us 42. I'm going to give them 35. 42-35 in the shootout. And let's hope we see a Golden Eagles win today.
Well, according to ESPN right now, Louisiana's a 15-point favorite in this game. So there's a lot to be said and a lot to be done here.
Of course. Here at Southern Miss, we're all about change, and there is no better change than addition. Our own Bethal Miles went to go tour the new Geddes Golf facility. Here's how that went.
After swinging into action following its opening on September the 13th, the USM Golf team's new place of residence is the Geddes Golf Center.
Our community bleeds black and gold.
Coach Brescher believes the center will keep the ball rolling for his program.
We can utilize this facility to build on the tradition and continue that winning tradition here at Southern Miss and get a lot of people on board with Southern Miss golf.
Jam-packed with innovative technology, state-of-the-art systems that track not only the swing, but also the ball characteristics after contact. Even for golfers from far away, like Thomas Letter, this place feels like home.
Nobody's got boots in Canada, but now being here, I got boots. I love Mississippi.
He also told me the site is more than just a place to practice.
It's life-changing for all of us. Nothing's like this. We're just also grateful to have it and really appreciate it.
Thanks to donations from Kevin and Sarah Geddes, alongside many others, I was able to appreciate my time on the green as well.
I feel like I can get rhythmatic.
Learning the game takes a while. The center makes sure that time is never wasted.
This facility allows us to never cancel a practice again. Anytime it rains, we can still get some work done in this facility. Any kind of club repair that needs to be done, we can utilize this facility to do those things and be more efficient with our time.
On the green in Hattiesburg, Bethal Miles, SMTV.
Welcome back, and now it is time to talk about our national sports, and I want to talk about the Heisman race. Now, I'm going to start with you, Andy. Who's your guy? It's the middle of the season. We got to start finding who those guys are. Who's yours?
Man, I'm still going with Jackson Dart at Ole Miss, and being a Southern Miss fan, it's hard to root for Ole Miss for anything, but I can't turn down the talent that Jackson Dart has. You know, that man brings a lot to that team, even though they suffered that loss to Kentucky last week. That was an ugly game. Ole Miss can bounce back and beat South Carolina this season. They can still go 11-1 this season. They can still be one of the top teams in the country. And Jackson Dart and that Lane Kiffin offense is what's going to get them there.
Gabe, talk to me. You a Florida boy. There's a couple Florida boys that have a chance. You got Travis Hunter out there that has a chance to win the Heisman. So who is your Heisman guy?
You know, I'm gonna be real with you. My Heisman is DJ Ukulele.
Okay.
I'm kidding. Nobody ever say that ever again. My Heisman front runner. Honestly, it's a tie between Ashton Genty, Travis Hunter, and Jalen Milroe. They're all so great. Ashton has 15 touchdowns this year. Travis Hunter is the best two-way player since Charles Woodson. Well, he's better than Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson didn't do that much. And then you got Jalen Milroe, 6'4", 245, runs the ball, throws the ball, is way more improved. And then you have Cam Ward, a Florida boy, like you said. He's bringing the U back. So I don't have a clear front runner. I guess you could call him a fantastic four, if you will.
Of course. I'm gonna put my money on an underrated guy, but he's properly rated. I'm gonna put my money on the young guy, Ryan Williams. I mean, this dude is 17 years old doing things that 25-year-olds couldn't even do. No matter how many years of eligibility, some of these guys couldn't do what Ryan Williams is doing right now.
Man can't even vote.
He can't even vote.
Can he drive? He might
barely,
be able to drive.
probably. Barely. So let me get y'all opinions on Ryan Williams, and can he continue this this reign, this dominance that he's doing right now. So Andy, let me get your thoughts on the young guy.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just, I think he can keep on. It's just, you know, like everything else, you got to keep your head in the game, keep everything going good. Don't Johnny Manziel your career away. I think this guy can have a great career.
Of course, of course. Now, you an Alabama fan, Gabe. I don't know if the people at home know that, but tell me about your boy.
Ryan Williams is the truth.
The truth.
But don't sleep on two more freshmen that are all up for the Sean Alexander Award, which is the freshman of the year. Dylan Stewart from South Carolina. He's the next Myles Garrett. And then Jeremiah Smith, who arguably, he hasn't played nobody yet, so I can't say he's better than Ryan Williams from what I've seen. But those three right there, they're going to be 1, 2, and 3 in the draft when it's time for them to declare.
That's a bold claim. I like it. So moving on from the individual, let's talk about our teams. Andy, you said your game of the week was Washington versus Michigan. Tell me about that game and what you want to see.
Man, I'm not very hype on Michigan or Washington this year, but it's always nice to have a rematch of the national championship from the year before. And just to have Michigan and Washington in this Big Ten conference game, you know this is going to be a good game. Michigan's top 10, and looking at ESPN, Washington's actually favored to win the game. So that's a big note there. Will Rogers from Mississippi State, who transferred to Washington, he's having him a big season. He's already over 1,000 passing yards and 10 touchdowns on the year. You know, I've got Washington winning this game at least by 2 touchdowns. If I had to put a number on it, I'd say 31-17.
But that Michigan defense doesn't show up.
They didn't show up against Texas. They barely showed up against USC and Minnesota. Washington all the way.
I like that. Now, that Will Rogers, I can testify, played him in high school. He's a dog. He can throw that ball. Now, Gabe, what is your game of the week? Tell me about it.
I got 2. I got one on the HBCU side, which, hey, listen, FAMU, Alabama State, okay. Some of the best historically black colleges football. It's FAMU's homecoming, too. Montgomery's not that far where Alabama State's from, so it's going to be a lot of people. It's going to be a hype atmosphere. Now, my game of the week on the non-HBCU side, Ole Miss and South Carolina. Lenore Sellers, he showed me something. The Ole Miss defense, they don't look too good versus Kentucky. You let Brock Brandegraft have a day on you. That's a problem. You should never do that. Jackson Dart, this is his I messed up one time. That's my one leeway. He's going to be on his P's and Q's from the rest. I got that game, 38-31, last 2 minutes. Whoever has the ball in the last 2 minutes is going to win the game.
Okay. Now, my game of the week, I'm going to have to go with JMU versus ULM. This game right here, it's huge. It has huge implications in our conference. It has huge implications nationally. JMU is looking like one of the Group 5 teams that's going to get into the playoffs. I mean, you go to UNC and you put a whooping on them boys. I'm talking about BTA. You took them boys to the woodshed. So this Sun Belt competition should be easy. It shouldn't be a problem to come through and, beat up on the Sun Belt. So I want to see how they open up conference play, and I want to see if they can continue this push to the playoffs. And ULM, for the first time in a long time, these boys is good. They blowing smoke. They look like something. They blowing smoke. They looking good. So it's going to be interesting to see how JMU comes into ULM. Are they doubting them? Are they looking at them like, oh, this is ULM? They haven't been on anything since I don't know when. So it's going to be interesting to see how JMU adjusts to them and how ULM comes out and tries to prove. Can they prove that, hey, we're here? We are the Sun Belt front runners, and you got to come through us to get to the Sun Belt championship.
Yeah, ULM is that's a weird team. They haven't been having a high level of success. They made a bowl game a few years ago, which is their only, and they lost it. The last time that they were doing good was in the 1980s when they won the Division I AA national championship, and James Madison become the first team since 2019 LSU to play 2 games where they score 9 or more touchdowns. So this will be a fun game.
This is not only a great week for football, but this is a great week for Southern Miss. We are paying homage to a legend in Southern Miss sports. John Cox called his 500th game, last home game, and we have more on that with Devin Whitson. Take a look.
While some may have thought it was just another game a few Saturdays ago for the Golden Eagles against Southeastern, it was a special game for John Cox, the voice of the Golden Eagles, who would call his 500 game as the voice of Southern Miss football.
Well, I sort of thought, how in the world did I get the 500 games? I started in my first one back in 1978, so that's 47 years or so ago, something like that. And so it made me kind of reflect back to all those years and all the great games that I've been a part of at Southern Miss.
While Cox doesn't have a favorite game from all of his years of calling Golden Eagles sports, but there's one game that sticks out, as in 1982, when the Golden Eagles went into Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa and beat legendary head coach Bear Bryant and the Alabama Crimson Tide 38-29, that broke a 57-game winning streak for the Tide at home, which at the time, Cox says was pretty exciting. As Cox goes into his 47-year calling games, he becomes the third longest active play-by-play broadcaster in the nation, as a 6-time Mississippi Sportscaster of the Year embarks on another season of Golden Eagle athletics. But if there's one thing that Cox loves, it's that game day feeling.
I love to get to the game early. Now, sometimes we're traveling on the road and you're kind of traveling with a team and you can't get there as early as you want. But, you know, a home game at the Rock, I usually will get there. If it's a 6 o'clock game, I'm usually there by 8:30 in the morning. Sometimes I'm one of the first guys there, but I like to go up there and just sit in the radio booth and I'll study a little bit. I'll check the equipment, do things like that. But I just love the atmosphere.
This has been Devin Woodson for Southern Miss TV.
Welcome back to Hub City Game Day. It's that time. We're winding down the episode. Let's do our predictions. So, Andy, we already talked about the JMU versus ULM game, but give me your score prediction. Tell me what you want to see from this game.
This is another game that's like Southern Miss versus Louisiana. It can go one of two ways. You know, ULM could actually show up and surprise. This is going to be a nationwide surprise if they beat James Madison this weekend. I don't see it happening just for the history of ULM. You know, Bryant Vincent's actually turned out to be a pretty good coach, but Bob Chesney's he's pretty good. He's a lot better at JMU. I've got James Madison winning 56-20.
Blowout. Gabe, do you think it's going to be a blowout?
Oh, yeah, 100%. 55-20 type game. Look, JMU, they're on a tear. They lost a bunch of people to the portal, but they're saying we're here. We're still the JMU we were last year. They put an absolute whooping on North Carolina, and North Carolina should probably rethink everything till basketball season. But you know what I'm saying? I got JMU 55-25.
Okay. So, I'm gonna be the contrarian. I'm gonna go against y'all. I'm gonna say ULM comes out and they got something to prove. I'm gonna say ULM gets the dub. It's gonna be a shootout. You got two explosive offenses. I'm gonna say ULM 35, JMU 30. So, moving on to our next game. We got Miami versus Cal. Gabe, I'm gonna let you go first.
College Game Day wasted a bunch of money going to Cal this week. They could have came here. We're a little bit closer to their studio. We don't have a better game. Miami is going to bear walk the California Golden Bears, essentially. Their only bright spot is Jay Nod. Now, we see them against Florida State. They look good, but you let Florida State beat you. You're not a good program. I'm not even going to talk about what they did wrong that game and what they need to do right this game, because they're going to need a miracle to beat Miami. Cam Ward's going to throw for 4 touchdowns. You might have Martinez run for 2. You might get a pick 6 or a kickoff return. You know, they got that South Florida speed down there. I got the score being 42-10.
Okay. So, Andy, let me hear it, man. Miami versus Cal.
Man, it's a big game. I don't know why I'm saying that, because it's Cal and it's Miami. You know, we haven't seen a ton of success rolling out of Berkeley and Miami in the last 20 years. You know, they were good 20 years ago, winning national championships, because we all know how legendary Miami was in the early 2000s, and even Cal had Aaron Rodgers in the early 2000s, even playing here a couple times.
Hey, man, you can't forget Marshawn, Seahawks legend, man.
Marshawn Lynch as well.
That's right. That's going to be a big game this weekend, man, but it's big as far as implications-wise, because Cal beat Florida State. I don't really know that much more about it, but I'll just say Miami's going to win it either way. Cam, like Gabe said, with Cam Ward, he's going to have a big show out in Berkeley. Miami wins 35-14.
Okay. So for my prediction, I don't want people to forget, Virginia Tech did play Miami down to the wire. I think this Miami team comes out better against Cal simply because Mario Cristobal cannot let what VTech did happen with Cal. You go into Berkeley, you want to jump on them early, you want to get ahead. I think I'm going to go Miami, since that defense is very, very aggressive and very physical. I'm going to go Miami 55, I'm going to go Cal 7.
Listen, one more thing about the Miami game. Their equipment truck, 12,000 miles on Thursday, and that was halfway. They gonna have to reimburse my brother for gas, his family, because they wasted time. Miami is they're gonna beat the brakes off Cal.
Well, let's hope that we have a good game, but I think we kind of know where that's going. So, moving over to the SEC, Tennessee and Arkansas. Gabe, I'm gonna start with you. What's your thoughts?
Now we haven't had word if Nico's gonna start or not. Taylor Green for Arkansas, he's a young guy. He has nothing to lose, and I believe it's in Fayetteville, correct?
Yeah.
See, you got home field advantage. If Nico doesn't play, we got a certified shootout. I'm calling it 31-24. If he does play, 40-24 still. So, depending on, and don't quote me, depending on if Nico plays, they win. If they don't, if he doesn't, I think they lose it.
Okay. Andy, what you thinking, man?
It's another game. You know, we've got a lot of big games on the schedule this week. This is another game that could go either way. There's two teams in the SEC that can always pull out a home field advantage to a team they have no business beating. That's Arkansas State and Mississippi State. They're two really big giant killers in that conference. And Arkansas, man, that's going, like I said, that can go two ways. They can either get blown out or it's going to be a close win. I personally don't think Sam Pittman's doing that great of a job at Arkansas like he was his first year. This isn't going to go in Arkansas's favor. I've got Tennessee winning 56-35.
Okay. I like that. I think for Arkansas, the main thing for them is to play Sam Pittman ball. When Sam Pittman got there, the run game was huge. He had Rakeem Boyd, he had KJ Jefferson, he had a whole bunch of running backs, quarterbacks that could run the ball, that set the tempo for the game. And I think that's the best way to beat Tennessee is to keep their offense off the field. Nico or not, they have burners on the outside, they have a great running back, and Josh Heupel is a great offensive mind. So in order to beat that Tennessee team, it's keep 8 off the field if he plays, keep whoever the quarterback is off that field, and that's how you're gonna beat them. Get back to your roots as Arkansas, run the ball, be physical, play defense. I'm gonna say Tennessee wins, but I'm gonna say it's gonna be a shootout simply because we saw what they did against Oklahoma State, and that was a shootout, and I think Arkansas can keep up. So I'm gonna say Tennessee 38, Arkansas 24. That's my final prediction for that game. Now, moving on to our last game, a game that has some implications for us. South Alabama versus Arkansas State. Andy, I'm gonna start with you. Tell me how you feeling.
This is a weird game, man. I don't know how to feel about South Alabama because they started off slow and then went and beat the brakes off of Northwestern State, which it was Northwestern State.
Yeah.
And then they beat App State, and Arkansas State's the same way. You know, they start off a little weird, and I think they got a little momentum behind them. Personally, I see South Al taking this game 35-28.
Okay, 35-28. Gabe, coming over to you.
Who? Hey, man, this is a rough one because Arkansas State, they're very slow this year, but South Alabama has been on a tangent. Now they went to LSU and crumbled under pressure, but that's Death Valley year Sunbelt team. Y'all don't expect that. I feel like this is their bounce back to show we don't need Kane Warmack to be good. We have our players. We don't need Colin Lacey. He's at Louisville. He's balling out right now. We don't need them. We're still the same South Alabama we were last year. We're going to dominate this game. So I have it being a 35-21 game because, they might get complacent at the end. But, yeah, give me South Alabama.
Okay. I like those. I'm going to take Arkansas State here. I feel like I've seen what they did against Michigan. I've seen what they did. Like you said, they are slow, but I think that defense can play a big, big role into this win. South Alabama, like you said, they put up 84 on Northwestern State, but no offense to Northwestern State and the people down there in Louisiana, but that's what's supposed to happen when you play a FBS team. You play an FBS school, that's what's supposed to happen.
I don't know about 84, though. Maybe 50, but 84,
it was Northwestern State.
I'm about to say, it's Northwestern State.
You took somebody off the street, put them in a helmet and pads, told them to get out there. 84 points. That is embarrassing. That can't happen, man. That just...
I don't think it's going to happen versus Arkansas State. I'm going to choose Arkansas State, and I'm going to say it's going to be a defensive battle. I think Arkansas State's defense comes to play. I'm going to say Arkansas State 21, South Alabama 14.
That's cool. I just don't think they can stop Gio Lopez, man. He's a dog.
We're going to see.
I couldn't stop him in my dynasty, man. I had to restart 3 times. He was giving me the business.
Oh man, video games are simulation. So maybe Gio ball out like he did in your dynasty.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how much of a simulation it is because Coach Calhoun and Southern Miss, we done won 4 national championships. So I'm saying, Southern Miss, if y'all want to hire me under Will Hall or working with Will Hall, we'll get Ryan Williams down here. We'll get everybody.
Oh, Ryan Williams.
We're going to have everybody down. Everybody wants to play for Coach Calhoun.
The NIL money talking, huh?
I'll give him $15 and a big double. That's all I got for him. We ain't got NIL money for him,
Oh, man. So, that is it for Hub City Game Day. Gabe, any final remarks for the people out there?
Hey, man, like and comment. We are picking a random commenter to win some Southern Miss swag. You're not going to be as swag as me, Mike, and Andy, but, we're going to get you right, man. Andy, you?
Yeah, man, hey, I want to tell y'all, comment below your score prediction for tonight's game, and then also comment your prediction for the rest of the season. We want to know what y'all think about Southern Miss football.
Hey, next 2 weeks from now, correct? Homecoming. We are recording Same Space Spirit Park to win the shirt, to win the swag. You got to be out here, bring some signs, make some noise. It's homecoming. We're going to have a good time, man.
Yes. Please come out for the homecoming game. We will be out here providing you with some great content. This has been Hub City Game Day. My name is Micah Gibbs. This is Andy Borelli, and this is Gabe Calhoun. We are out. And don't forget, Southern Miss to the top. Come on, baby.